This is by Rogue Hobbies, and she comes from Warhammer, and I know she has a couple videos she made on Gunpla. I want to see. I'm very curious because like I'm the opposite. I'm going from Gunpla to Warhammer. I want to see what someone going from Warhammer to Gunpla thinks, right?
As I have said many times in many an intro on this channel, I am a huge fan of Warhammer. And you are too.
Yeah, the Warhammer lady.
Every time I say it, because sometimes I don't know how else to intro my videos, so surprise. I love collecting, painting, and yes, even the act of building these little guys. And for the last 10 years, I've been more than...
Wasn't that Tamiya extra thin?
Yes, even the act of building these little guys.
Yeah, I think that green bottle right there is that. I need that. That's what I need to get. This is reminding me to buy it. Yeah, see, Warhammer builders use Gunpla tools as well, you know? Or like tools commonly used in like Japanese plamo. Yeah, because Tamiya is a Japanese brand, right?
And for the last 10 years, I've been more than willing to pay what often feels like a hefty price tag for just that experience. And even though throughout that time I have consistently heard people complaining that Warhammer is too expensive, and especially that the quality of the product you get isn't actually that good compared to the heavy markup that Games Workshop puts in it, I've always kind of ignored those comments.
This is gonna go on a bit of a tangent. I wonder if they're gonna see this, but I have an IRL friend that actually did not know I was a VTuber. And recently, one of my Warhammer VODs, got recommended to his YouTube feed. And keep in mind, he doesn't know who I am. He has no idea who I am. But he clicked on it because he also got into Warhammer recently in the past year, which I didn't know, by the way. I had no idea he was into Warhammer. But he clicked on my VOD that got recommended to him, and he instantly could tell it was me. And then he messaged, like, basically, you know, me and, like, friends around me, and they were like, wait, is this, like, Moody? Like, it sounds just like her. And I'm like, oh, holy shit, Warhammer doxed me to my friend. Like, yeah, they were right. Which is really funny. But anyway, what was I going to say? He basically started telling me about Warhammer, and he said to not buy directly from Games Workshop, apparently, because it gets really expensive. Yeah. Oh no, doxed. Yep. It wasn't just like my voice. Like, there are other details about me, like the fact I'm married and I'm bilingual, I guess, that he was like, oh, that, you know, it sounds just like her. Like, yeah, I got doxed through my Warhammer VOD. That's crazy. But it was my friend, so like obviously it's fine. Yeah, but that's what he told me. He was like, don't buy from Games Workshop. So then I was like, where do you buy from then? Better off buying from community makers? Oh, okay. Maybe there's like local shops and stuff? That must have been so strange to just like, oh, a Warhammer video. Hold on, is that my friend? Yeah, exactly. He clicked on the video. And just because it was Warhammer related, and then he was like, wait a minute, this VTuber sounds like my friend. So yeah, that was something silly that happened recently. But anyway, back to the video. I'm so sorry for the tangent.
Because I wasn't exactly spending like £500 every other month to build a new army, so I felt like my spending habits in the hobby were quite reasonable, and also that 50% staff discount was so nice. But mostly because in my mind, Warhammer plastic and even resin is a premium product, and a premium product means a premium price, right? Well, I want you to know that I am currently sat here making this video for you as a kind of emergency broadcast of sorts, because recently my entire perspective on Warhammer miniatures and what makes a good, fun, affordable and buildable plastic kit has been absolutely scooped up, flipped around and smacked down on its dumb, stupid face. And it's all because I built my very first Gundam kit. So
hey yo! I wonder if Gunpla made her appreciate Warhammer more or something. I don't know. I have no idea. See the Gundam SD in the background? Oh, is there one? Wait, I'm blind. Where is it? Oh, you're right. Okay. I see it. It's above my hat. Yeah. Right here. Yeah. Yeah. Right there. All right.
So please, dear fellow Warhammer fan, watch this video and let me show you
Warhammer
what
fan.
I experienced. Because not only do I think I may have found one of my new favorite hobbies, but also because I think the act of just building one of these guys has fundamentally changed the way I look at my Warhammer minis now, maybe for the rest of my life. And the reason why is definitely something that you're gonna want to see for yourself. Whoosh. 3D whoosh. Let's go.
Hey, yo, was that the God Gundam? Go back. Archie God Gundam. Hey, yo, wait. Great choice. Not that I built it. It just looks like a nice kit. Oh, nice. And also, it's so funny. She was like, you know, dear Warhammer fan. And I'm like, oh, yeah, that's me. Totally Warhammer fan. Well, you know, maybe eventually. But yeah, this might be the kit Nova has. I'm not sure. Yeah.
TLDR, I built my very first Gundam kit, had a borderline religious experience, and now I think I might be obsessed with building Gundam.
She's so me.
New hyperfixation level obsession. I am down.
Literally me. Like, it's like I built my first entry grade and I like ascended. I was like, what, why, how does this thing work like that? Like, this is crazy, right? Also, I could already tell which Gundam this is. I think. Is this the... Wait. Is this the Noble Gundam? I'm making a wild guess. Noble Gundam.
So bad for these.
Yeah.
Disgusting. I'm super excited to show you all of the awesome stuff I discovered, but before I start that, I just want to make it so clear,
very iconic
I'm really worried
silhouette.
That people are going to get the wrong impression that this video is in no way an anti-Games Workshop bad stop buying Warhammer sort of video. Not at all. I obviously love Warhammer and I fully intend to keep buying and painting and enjoying it and making content about it, maybe for the rest of my life. Who knows? And if I'm being really honest with you guys, I've been a bit anxious about putting this video out, and I've spent ages trying to find the right wording for everything I'm gonna say, because I would absolutely hate to be incorrectly labeled as some kind of anti-Games Workshop hater, because I'm really not. But
she literally makes videos about them all the time and used to work for them.
My love for Warhammer, and most importantly my 10+ years of experience with building and painting it, actually gives me quite a good perspective on maybe comparing it to other quite similar model kits. But even more importantly, I do feel like it should be absolutely okay, normal and fair to make comparisons and have these kinds of discussions around products that we buy, as long as we keep it fair, constructive, and most importantly, kind. Healthy discussions and general awareness of different options and where companies do things better or maybe worse is how we improve the hobbies that we love. And it may even push these companies to make products which are better, so it benefits us as the consumer as well. So
so it's not about which one's bad, which one's better or anything. It's just just general comparisons to draw from I guess experiencing both, right? I'm sure they both have their merits and demerits, or stuff that people like and don't like, right? And everyone's different, so
All that being said, yes, this video is for you, fellow Warhammer fans, and it's I think that you should give Gundam a try, because it's new, it's familiar, and it's honestly so fun.
Yes, it's why I should give Gundam a try, guys. Oh man, I'm excited. Yeah, she's gonna sell me on Gundam. I can't wait. True, it's not about which one is best. Gundam. No, you can't just say what I'm thinking. Look, I can't draw conclusions yet because I haven't built Warhammer yet. But at the end of the day, I think maybe it's not even just about the kits for me. I am just an anime fan. I just like anime. Yeah. So I'm it's anime. I like it. But I don't know. I haven't built Warhammer yet. What can I say? But what I do know is that I fucking love building gunpla. Yeah. Yeah. Weeb. Haha. Weeb. point at the literal Japanese person and go, haha, we. Just go for Tao then. Well, it's not about that. It's not about like anime like. It's like, is there an anime for the series? You know what I mean? Like Warhammer doesn't have an anime, right? Unless I'm like missing out on something. What is a Gundam? I love this old music.
If you're not a massive weeb like me, then you may have no idea what I'm talking about when I say gunpla or Gundam, so let me briefly explain. A gunpla kit is essentially a plastic model kit composed of frames which you assemble to build a finished posable model. Usually these
I like that she's doing kits from G Gundam, yeah. And also, I 100% agree, Salamangan, yeah, Tao only looks Gundam to people who don't actually watch Gundam. Because I look at Tao and I'm like, this isn't very Gundam to me. I'd rather build on Gundam, like, to be honest. Like, I'm really interested in the other factions, like, but I look at Tao and I'm like, I mean, I would just build Gundam, I guess. But yeah, so I feel that. That's what I think too.
models are mecha-looking robots or Gundam
It's
mobile
Grandpa!
suits, which you
We're
may
building
recognize
him
from their
today.
popular anime franchise. But gunpla kits are certainly not just limited to these Gundam mobile suits, with human kits, robot
my gosh, wives?
waifus, Digimon, other anime
Digimon.
franchises,
Chopper!
and food products also.
Oh my god, this cup noodle kit I've been wanting to build, never gotten around to it. These ones look like torture. Have you guys seen like the sushi one? And I think there's like a rice ball one and stuff. This is torture. I don't know. Like, yeah, the rice one. This one's sesame seeds. Looks like this is like a sesame ball. But like, you have to cut out each individual one and like just like stick it wherever. I don't know. If y'all want to, torture yourselves with making a Plamo one, I think it's a cool gimmick, but it's designed for masochists. Yeah, I looked at the rice ball kit, and you know what I thought to myself? I was like, I'd rather cook like 100 rice balls than make whatever that kit was. Yeah. Donathan Gold, no! Why would you make me suffer like this? But you're right. That kind of stuff is for suffering. I guess those, subathons, donathons, they're good for suffering. Blue tack is the hack for food kits. Oh my gosh, wouldn't it show though? Maybe if you make it tiny enough, it'll be fine. But the problem is, like, you have to repeat that for every single grain, right? I don't know. Not just that, you have to cut out every single grain first. So that's already a lot of work. Yeah, this is called carpal tunnel, the kit. I bought the cup noodle model kit. It's in the backlog. If I bought it, to be fair, it'd probably just go in backlog as well. But I still want it. I heard it's pretty fun. Just roll it over glue. True. True.
Products also being very popular kits as well. But unlike Warhammer, there's no real gaming aspect attached to these miniatures. They don't have rules for a war game or any.
Not yet. There is the tabletop coming out next year. What is it? Gunpla Assemble? Gundam Assemble? But that's probably going to be different. I don't know. Yeah, it'll have different kits for it, maybe. No idea. That was probably inspired by Warhammer. I don't know. Maybe they took some inspiration.
Anything like that. They're kind of about the joy of building and getting comfy in an evening and building something which is perfect or customized exactly the way that you want it. There are various levels of customizing and painting which people in the hobby seem to do. From full repaints, just like...
Dude, the anime style shading, painting, I don't know. My brain sees that and it literally can't comprehend what it's looking at. Dude, the cell shading is like such a crazy optical illusion. Yeah, I just look at this and I can't tell that it's real. Like, my brain's like, that is not supposed to exist in the 3D space. I don't know. Looks really cool. Yeah, for sure.
You would any Warhammer miniature, to simple panel lining, light weathering, and of course decals. Decals which look strangely familiar.
Wow, I never thought they looked so similar. Yeah, they look very similar. Other than, obviously the Warhammer specific logos and Gundam specific logos, like the layout is very similar.
Familiar. Anyway, they even have their own version of Golden Demon called the Gundam Builders World Cup.
Yeah.
Where if you win in your region, they will literally fly you.
That's so cool. Mainland China. Oh, wow. That is a really cool build.
To Japan to take part in the main competition, and that is something I am going to be entering this year.
Oh,
so
yeah, other
keep your
video
eyes peeled because I will be making a whole video about that. Anyways,
yeah, we'll watch a video next time, guys. Yeah.
Gundam model kits come in various sizes and importantly different grades, which dictate their complexity, and you can see the grades on each box that you buy, with entry grade and high grade being the cheapest and more simple kits with less parts and less complicated builds, and real grade, master grade, and perfect grade boasting absolutely insane scale, posability, details, and features too. Your average high grade kit, at least in the UK, goes for around £15 to £30, which, despite being around 4 times the size, is roughly what you'd be paying for a centerpiece single pose 32mm miniature at
Wait, I need to see the size comparison again.
£30, which, despite being
Oh, yeah. It's a lot larger. The gunpla. Obviously, it's not for tabletop, so that makes sense. The tabletop ones that are coming out, I believe, are small. Yeah, the ones that are coming out next year. Yeah. Is this a Exia? I don't know. Which kid is this one? Yeah. Oh, no. This is Ariel. Oh my gosh. Sorry, I was reading comments and they said Exia. There was an Exia. I guess it was for a previous gunpla that was shown. Yeah, the video is going fast, so. Yeah, this is Ariel. Ariel. Yeah. Now I see it. It's so hard to keep track of all the Gundams. And especially since the main ones have like a similar color scheme with like the blue, white, red, yellow, right? Yeah. I want an Ariel kid. Maybe the MGSC.
At Games Workshop. So of course, when it came time for me to pick my very first Gundam kit to build, I instantly skipped over the easy ones and went straight for a real grade kit because for some reason I think I can do anything with exceptional ease because I'm stupid.
She went right into real grade. Let's go. Baby's first Gundam. Oh, I wonder if it's the God Gundam one that was shown earlier. Love the music.
This guy is the God Gundam,
yeah!
renamed G Gundam due to fear of potentially offending Western audiences with the notion of a robot god. And like I said,
potentially offending Western audiences. I want this kid. Oh my gosh. Eventually. I would like the God Gundam. Or Shining Gundam. I know Shining Gundam's getting a RG, I think. Words like God and devil were usually removed from anime because of Christian parents. Yeah, so I think they did. Yeah, for this they like I think they changed it, and also for Tamagotchi. Maybe I'm like getting it mixed up, but I know in Tamagotchi, if you guys, I don't know, have ever heard of Tamagotchi. I used to be in the Tamagotchi hobby. I used to collect them, but there's the Angel Gotchi and the Devil Gotchi, and when those got Western releases, the names got changed. I forgot to what. They removed Angel and Devil from the names. Yeah. So yeah, I think for this series as well, they're like God and Devil Gundam. What the heck? We're removing that. Did they change Tequila too? What did they change Tequila Gundam to? Oh, no alcohol references. Oh, maybe. That's why. No, even Tequila Gundam's not safe. It got changed to Spike Gundam. Oh my gosh. I mean, I guess he's spiky like a cactus. He's got some spikes, maybe. Oh.
Like I said, he is a real grade RG kit, which set me back, I think, around $36.99. But when I tried to find him online later on for this video, I saw him for as cheap as £34, so that's pretty cool. This puts this kit at around the same price if we're comparing it to
Ooh, the captain with a relic shield looks cool. Oh. Are Warhammer kits made in the UK?
workshop, which we are, to this guy, or a whole drop pod. But that seems like maybe quite a good deal, right? Like, especially the drop pod, because when you get a drop pod, you get 3 whole frames of chunky, thick Games Workshop plastic, right? So let's see how this similarly priced pretender ranks up next to the old faithful... Oh my. Yeah.
Was that I'm excited? Oh my. Made in UK then explains the prices compared to gunpla. Yeah, I was about to say, wouldn't manufacturing it in the UK be more expensive, obviously? Yeah. So, wait, is gunpla, is the plastic made in Japan or do they get it from China? I actually don't know. But yeah, I would assume getting it made in the UK would cost more. So that could explain the price difference. Yeah, I never thought of it that way. The real drop Bandai makes them in Japan. Oh, okay. All the main kits are made in Japan, but then the SDs and BB Senchis are made in China. Oh.
You are seeing that right. That is a lot of plastic rammed into this one tiny box. I was quite shocked as well. There is a color instruction booklet, 9 full plastic sprues, 2 smaller sprues with just a few little bits on them, a bag of effect pieces.
I really like the shining finger hand parts here. And also the rings. The rings on the God Gundam, I like that they include that.
And a decal sticker sheet for all the details. And whilst the sheer amount of plastic that was stuffed into this box was admittedly pretty cool, it is by no means the most impressive thing that I want to show you in this video. Not by a long shot, trust me, it gets absolutely wild from here. If you
She's so
love
excited.
plastic miniatures like I do, it's gonna get crazy.
I love how excited she is. I love the enthusiasm. Hang on, why is this so good? Yeah, why is gunpla so good? I don't know. Yeah. I'm not even drawing comparisons because never built Warhammer kit before, only watched videos. But when I first built my first gunpla kit, I was also like, why is this so good? It has magic power to it.
You may have noticed already, but there is something which instantly is differentiating these sprues from your classic Games Workshop ones, and that is the colors. And that's because most kits come with an array of intricately colored plastic components on the sprue just like this, so that when it's assembled, the model will already look accurate and completed. And you may...
No painting needed, yeah. Warhammer folks aren't used to getting this much plastic for this cheap. Oh, is that why she was so excited at all the plastic in there? I see. As a person who has built both Warhammer and Gundam is more fun for building. I can see that. I feel like Warhammer, I think there's more fun in like after the building process, like with all the customization you can do with like painting and like adding stuff to the base. From the videos I've seen, that's what it seems like. Yeah, so I feel like, there's a different component to it. There's like, you would like it for different reasons. Yeah, getting to see models decent without painting, that part's nice.
Maybe sat there at home like, yeah, that's pretty cool, but Games Workshop already do that. Like their Underworlds kits and a lot of their beginner stuff is already on colored plastic
I didn't know that.
So what's the big deal? Why are you making a fuss? Shut up, Louise, shut up. Well, no, you shut up, because what if these guys had sprues with different colors, finishes, and even clarities and hardnesses on a single injection molded frame?
Yeah, that's crazy.
Right, on this single sprue alone, there is blue plastic, metallic green plastic, metallic almost translucent orange plastic, and hard see-through plastic just on one sprue. Like,
damn, I didn't know how good I had it as a gunpla builder. Also, I want that kit now. Oh my god, give me that kit.
what's going on, Japan? What kind of engineering wizardry are you
they're crazy.
pulling as pleb Westerners?
Pleb
If you don't think that's impressive enough, then I am about to blow your clean little Warhammer cotton socks clean off, because this kit has a frame with ball-jointed and pre-assembled mechanical moving parts on the sprue. This is kind of hard to describe, so let me just show you. So here's the sprue looking pretty normal, nothing too special, and then I clip off this little arm hand component, and yep, you are seeing that correctly. It's a pre-assembled ball-jointed component with...
Oh, that's cool. I didn't know this kit had that. First time, it's like the first time for me seeing that too. Yeah, but yeah, I guess gunpla places emphasis on, posability too. So it's important that they can move. RG frame system, so cool.
It just comes right off the sprue. And even this isn't the most impressive thing I have seen. I've heard about kits with actual magnets built into the sprues, and look at this piece here. It's a pre-colored printed part,
nice.
Which comes right out of the box.
Oh, yeah, that's HG aerials? Wait. This video's making me want to get all these kits. This video's making me want those kits. I want the HE aerial now. I didn't know it came like this, like that part. And that's like, obviously these, I forgot what it was called, but like these like parts are like my favorite part of like the aerial's design in general. Yeah. Yeah, for most 40k, if you want to change a posing, get out the hobby knife. Exactly. It's not supposed to be like easily posable, right? No, Emuri, you have to keep your money for space storms. No! Too many kits I want.
This technology here is so ahead of anything we've ever seen before with Warhammer, and honestly, it just feels so wild.
Push fit, no glue!
Apart from the instructions being extremely clear and concise, which always helps, with coded and labelled areas being mapped out so you never need to spend 20 minutes looking for part 96, which for some reason isn't right next to 97, it may surprise you that building any Gundam kit, including the higher grades, requires absolutely zero glue. And these kits are entirely what us Warhammer fans would call push fit. Now, I don't know...
Yeah, I remember when we were watching videos on Warhammer kits last week, a lot of you guys told me that, yeah, push fit has a bad connotation in Warhammer because oftentimes it doesn't fit well. Like it's too hard or something. And it's like easier to use glue, right? Yeah, they don't fit very well. I just clipped them. Yeah, I think I literally was watching a video where a guy was building his Warhammer kit and he like just cut off those things and just glued it instead. Yeah. But in gunpla, it's supposed to like fit well with no glue.
About you guys, maybe this is just me, but when it comes to Warhammer and I see the word push fit, it usually fills me with a bit of dread because it usually means what I think it shouldn't mean, and that is a bit of a struggle. Even when I used to work at Games Workshop, I and my colleagues as well would openly recommend that people file down the prongs on their push fit kits to make them go together a little bit easier, which I feel is just not the point. And even
No, what is that gap?
A little bit easier, which I feel...
Oh, damn. You gotta fill that in or something. Yeah. I have a real grade where the real grade push fit arm is too loose. It falls out if you're uncareful. Oh, yeah, there's definitely some kits like that. I heard you could like kind of fill it in with maybe like blue tack or something to make it like not fall out as easy. Yeah. That's a little trick. I think there are other tricks too. I don't remember. Yeah, it might be an old RG. I don't know. But if you do run into an issue, you could just like stuff like some putty or something in there. Maybe. Oh, that gap wider than the hole left in my wallet after buying gunpla. Yeah. I don't think the model is even in the game anymore too.
It's just not the point.
It's crazy
and
gap.
Even then, the gaps left behind felt quite obvious, and they required a bit more love and attention.
No, this one's crazy too. Oh man, I could fit my finger in there. Yeah, I could see why people just like give up on this. Like, yeah, there's really no point. It makes your like kit look worse.
Tension to get them looking anywhere close to just right. So when I found myself here building my first Gundam kit and I was effortlessly pushing together these tiny little pieces of plastic, I was honestly stunned. The plastic—
Oh yeah, nail polish can also work for filling in the gaps on gunpla. Yeah. Not the gaps. I mean like loose joints. Yeah. That was another trick that I think a Japanese viewer told me once, and I forgot about it. Yeah, nail polish. Like a clear coat or something.
The pieces on this kit are so well designed that even the tiniest elements have a perfectly engineered tiny counterpart which they slot right into seamlessly. There was no struggle, no having to apply a weird amount of pressure to put parts together which bends other more fragile bits of the miniature, and no messy glue of any sort. Everything just kind of clicked into place in a really satisfying way. But in order to get those super satisfying build mechanics to work, you kind of need to spend a lot of time focusing on getting your plastic parts looking perfect as you're assembling.
You want to make sure they're clean if you want them to fit in correctly. Yeah, there's definitely emphasis on that. Oh, good for her. She's got files and everything, and she got god hands too. Oh, holy sheesh. Maybe she already had those. I don't know, but yeah. Me not filing my stuff, but it's okay. I do my best with my god hands.
To make the end product as clean and as seamless as possible. And for me, I think that's where a lot of the joy in building this kit came from. I got to like slow down, be really methodical and a bit of a perfectionist to get every single bit looking perfect, so my end result was perfect too. And I think that it's this obsession with perfection which also makes the Gunpla guys miles ahead of us Warhammer people with their hobby tools as well.
Oh god, there. You know how I was like, oh damn, she got god hands? Yeah, there she goes. now she's gonna talk about it here. The British cannot push and fit as good as the Japanese. Oh my god, that's wild. Emuri dayon. Am I interrupting? Well, too bad. Did you know that only like 4% of you guys are subscribed? I would appreciate if you guys subscribe because it would bring me great joy and motivation. Yeah, please subscribe. Thank you. Comment. Yeah, can't buy the God Gundam without the God hands.
When I was putting together my basic essential Gunpla building kit, I wanted to A, do it from scratch so that I could honestly report to you guys how expensive this hobby is if you're coming into it brand new. But I also went with, as much as I could, the cheaper options when it came to all my tools, because I'm new to this hobby and I didn't want to spend all my money on like top tier items before actually knowing what I would use regularly. I picked up a—
Yeah. See, yeah, that's what I thought too, but then I ended up just picking up God hands. Look, you don't need to pick up God hands to build Gunpla. If any of you guys in chat have never built Gunpla before, just get hobby nippers. Get cheap Bandai entry or like, I don't know, just whatever entry grade hobby nippers. You don't have to get a God hand. Just like, if you want to get a feel for it, just get something cheap. If you don't already have hobby nippers, right? Yeah, if you're broke, boy. Yeah, you could even use nail clippers. I also saw Sunny building a Warhammer kit with nail clippers. Like, hey, it works. Yeah. Oh, Tamiya has ones too for like $30. Yeah. Good recommendation. Yeah, wire cutters work too, I guess. I still want to do a stream where I try building with wire cutters just for funsies. But it probably would be like pretty normal, not gonna lie. So you don't need to get those expensive like tools or whatever unless you want to. Yeah, I'll be using branded nippers. Mine doesn't even have a name. You could just grab whatever off Amazon or whatever.
Cute pink cutting mat, a budget-friendly craft knife, some weathering pencils and panel lining pens.
She got weathering pencils. I didn't even get those. Also, these panel lining pens are pretty nice.
Some basic sandpaper sticks and some tweezers too, and honestly this whole kit didn't set me back a huge amount. But one thing I felt—
those panel lining pens, she got a whole set. That's nice. I think I bought them separately. I got the black, gray, and brown. But I didn't know they had like orange too. That looks like orange in there. Yeah, weathering pencils for beginners. Yeah, damn. I'm like, she's got a lot of tools here. uh, but yeah, I'm looking at all this and I'm like, price wise, it's probably like under $50, maybe. I don't know actually. Well, so far, minus whatever she's holding in her hand right now. So far, what she put down. Let's see what else she got.
And honestly, this whole kit didn't set me back a huge amount. But one thing I felt like I had to splash out on to really review the full gunpla experience were the clippers. And
okay, now there's $60 in her hand right there. There's a $60 nipples, nippers. Freudian slip moment. Needing some water. Nibbles. Yeah, glass files are good for sanding down gates. Yeah. I have heard. I don't speak from experience. I have heard glass files are good. They're also good for nails too. They're fancier. I call them the fancier nail file. I can't speak. Oh yeah, I meant to read the comment. A couple years ago, I had a date who thought I already had a girlfriend because she found nail polish remover and makeup sponges. Women's beauty products come in handy in 40K too. That's so good. That's so funny. She's like, wait, are you sure you don't already have a girlfriend? It's like, no, I can explain. This is for my hobby. Yeah, I used to have a glass file. I don't know where it went. I need to get another one. At my place, God hands cost as much as an MG. It's not hard to decide between an MG kit or a nipper. Yep, always the kit. Yeah, God hand can get up into triple digits for some models. Oh, really? I didn't know. There's models that are more expensive than this one that I got. Oh. Hey, if you don't want to spend $60 on nippers, making sure I say that right this time, you don't need to. Yeah. I will say though, they are nice and sharp. I do use them, but like, again, like I haven't tried cheaper. I'm sure cheaper ones work just as fine. So,
not just any clippers, because I bought the clippers, the coveted blue God hand plastic model kit clippers, which they were very
hell
expensive.
Yeah.
Oh my god. For those already into gunpla, then you will know that these God hand clippers are like the gold standard, most perfect and wonderful clippers in the world. And if you are not in the know, then let me tell you that yes, annoyingly, these clippers are really good.
Yeah. But they also make you poor. I remember my first gunpla order after, aside from the entry grade kit that I first built, when I made my first order after that, when I was like, okay, now I'm in the hole, now I'm convinced, it was like a $200 order, and it's not because of the kids, it's because of the freaking nippers. But you don't need to get the expensive ones. I just got influenced by my friends that told me to get it, so I was like, okay, fine. I recommend sanding sponges, such a game changer in the unique and curvy designs. Oh, those like sound comfortable to hold. Yeah, I just hear sponge and I'm like, ooh, I like sponges. I haven't tried using them before though. The resin cutter God hands are more expensive. Oh, there's God hands for resin. Oh, for cutting resin. Gotcha.
But so expensive. These clippers cost me an absolute whopping £55.
Yeah, that's about right. Also, D-Spay, is that how you pronounce it? I've heard of that brand. Yeah, I heard that's a good budget brand.
Making them more expensive than any of the Gundam kits I had bought so far, but I got them because they were like the one thing that every Gunpla person was like, you're gonna need these clippers, they're the best clippers ever, and I want to be able to report back to you to say if they're worth it or not, so you can make informed purchasing decisions yourself. So
look, she got influence. I also got influence. You don't have to get influenced. You don't have to. There's many alternatives. They are a nice pair, but you don't have to get them. Yeah. Oh, it's pronounced Dispay. Oh, thank you. Yes, Dispay is the other brand I've heard of. God hands are nice for Warhammer too, though. So they're pulling double duty in my house. Yeah, if you're gonna, get a lot of use out of them, it's fine. Oh. Yeah, some people say they break easily, but like they haven't broken on me. They're working fine for me, so I wouldn't know. I wouldn't know. You have to be careful with them though. They do come with instructions on how to use them and stuff. But I mean, tools they could always break. Yeah. And if you're scared of things breaking, then just buy something budget tool, right? So so you don't feel as bad when it breaks.
Why are these God hand clippers so fancy and expensive? Well, here's the difference. Regular clippers usually have two blades that pinch the plastic on each side to remove the parts from the sprue.
Yeah, she's explaining.
Often leaving a small pinchy shaped nub on your miniature that you might have to clean up, thus doubling the time it actually takes to do what you wanted to do in the first place. But these God hand clippers, which gunpla people call nippers, and I kind of hate that, I don't know.
Or me when I accidentally say nipples. Yeah, don't use God hands to cut directly from runners. Use God hands for cleanups only. Yeah. If you see my streams, I never use them on the runners. I try to be very careful. I make sure I use them only for fine cuts.
Oh, the word just makes me gag a little bit.
I bet you she's thinking nipples in her head too. She's like, this sounds too close to nipples. It's not my fault, okay? The words sound similar.
Have a single blade which presses against the other blade, which is actually a flat surface, which means a more precise, closer cut with less pressure on the plastic, making an overall cleaner finish on your miniature. But are these bad boys really worth £50 plus? Well, I'm quite a thrifty person, so spending that much money on just clippers was admittedly a little bit tough. But yes, they are extremely good clippers. And with games,
I agree. I mean, I haven't had an issue with them either. I mean, they do cut clean. They cut clean, and I don't feel the need like I need to sand it. So it's like, okay, I'm lazy. So I guess it's the price of being lazy, maybe. If you want to be more lazy, maybe you dish out more money for like a more precision clipper, so you don't have to sand. But otherwise, you could if you want to get clean cuts or like a clean look on a budget, then yeah, you probably have to like sand if you use like dual blade nipper. Is that what it's called? Yeah. It's funny because every time I hear nippers, I think that. Yeah, my mouth is just like trying to say nipples. Efficiency costs money. Exactly.
workshop clippers already feeling quite expensive at £31.
Dude, don't. Yeah, I don't know about those. A lot of people have said don't buy those. Yeah. Because, you could find much more affordable and better options.
I don't know. These clippers do feel like a premium product which actually pays off if assembling beautiful and clean miniatures is something that you love doing.
Yeah! I think you can also just get regular double nippers and you can dual down one blade to make a single bladed one on a budget. I see. Also, I didn't know that Warhammer people don't call their nippers. I didn't know that. Now I feel embarrassed because when I was like, when I was watching all those Warhammer videos, I kept saying nippers. And I don't know, maybe people that like don't use that term are like, why is she calling them nippers? Do you guys just say cutters? Do Warhammer people just say cutters? I don't know. Clippers, okay. Clippers, not nippers. Okay, I wonder where nippers came from. Yeah, they're the same thing. Yeah. Oh, this bay even made a pen to fix old RG joints. Oh, wait, that's really cool. Yeah, they've got some nice tools. Oh, it's from trimming plants. Oh, plants. Snippers. Oh, okay. Nippa in Japanese. It's nippa.
Anyways, back to the model actually coming together, and beyond it just being a delight to assemble between the easy push fit and my lovely new clippers, the model itself is just so extremely cool and most notably incredibly well engineered, which I think is something I was told would blow my mind the most coming into this hobby as a Warhammer fan, and yeah, the people who said that were 100% correct. Like the piston armor at the back of the leg here, which moves in and out in such a satisfying way. And
it's so nice. I know the exact feel, like when you like build a gunpla and then like there's all these parts that just can like move and stuff, and it's like, oh, it's so nice,
The shoulder pads, which move around so you can kind of peek on the mechanical parts on the inside. The chest piece moves up in two pieces, revealing this cool, clear power core sort of thing. And the backpack
That
is
chest piece
actually
looks nice.
its own fighter plane, which you can pose and display separately. And it has a tiny cockpit and
Oh, that's so cool. I want this kit.
even a little hinged window and a little seat on the inside, and you can dock the whole thing into the back of the Gundam. And I was just having
my
too
gosh.
much fun here at this point. I had to calm down a little bit. After around 6,
I love her enthusiasm so much. And Ayo, she got the round rings, the rings in the back. Oh man, looks so cool.
6 hours, yes, 6 hours of just building one kit, I was finally finished making my first ever proper Gundam model. And now it was time to do the next.
Oh, for a second I thought she lined it, but no, this kit just has really nice color separation. Yeah, like I was looking at the dark areas and I was like, oh, are those lined? No, it's just the inner frame, I think. It's really nice. Bakunetsu Goto Fenga. I was thinking of getting into some gunpla at some point, and this video is making me want to dive in. I hope you can, the leading tone. I hope you can find a kit you like, and pick it up because it's really, really fun. And the bar of entry, it's very low. Yeah. Like again, you just need some cutting tools. That's about it. And if you build an entry grade, you don't even need those.
Best part, which was playing with it. I mean, posing it, which was so much fun, and the pictures that I took came out.
This picture, dude, the handstand is crazy. The posability is crazy.
Really awesome, and I'm basically now in love with a tiny little robot model, and I guess that's fine.
Yeah.
After I had finished my first Gundam, I kind of decided that I was a little bit too scared to fully go in and try panel lining this miniature because I'd spent ages on it and I didn't want to ruin it with what would be my first attempt at trying a brand new hobby skill. So
she answered you guys' question to some of you guys that were like, okay, where's the panel lining though? Yeah.
obviously, I decided to pick up another one to practice on. The other kit that I decided to pick up to practice on was this time a high-grade Gundam, which, if you remember, is like the step below a real grade, so not as complex as a real grade, but it only cost me £16. At the time of the...
See, that's a nice part. You're like, I want to test a new technique. You could just buy something cheap. Yeah, buy a cheap kit.
Filming this, I think it's for some reason a little bit more expensive where I bought it from, but look, thankfully I have evidence that when I bought it, it was only £16, so yeah, trust me. Anyways, back at Games Workshop...
Wait, were those decals? Yeah, she got decals too, nice.
£16 would buy me a pack of cards, one wolf, or 10 shoulder pads. Yay. I fully expected this.
Wait, you could buy shoulder pads? Oh, huh. I just thought those were things that people built. I don't know you could just buy them with like the logo and everything. Oh, true. Just buy a grandpa or a haro or plastic spoons for experimenting. Plastic spoons. I've seen that in pictures. Yeah, people would like kind of test paint them. True. Plastic spoons work too. This hand of mine is burning red. Do you gunpla guys use the Tamiya panel liners? Oh, I haven't used them before, but I'm sure there's people that do.
Shoulder pads, yay! I fully expected this kit to be a lot less fancy than my more expensive real grade kit, but when I opened it, there was still a bunch of sprues, more than I expected for that price tag. And when
Yay, plastic! The more the better!
It was complete, it was still insanely detailed and fully articulated. I decided to finally crack into some of my panel liners, which is another technology which hasn't quite hit us Warhammer fans yet.
Wait, that's how you use the Tamiya panel liner. Is that what she's using? Oh, so you just kind of drop it on there and it like fills the gaps. Very cool.
Again, I'm here to report that they were really, really cool. They're designed with a bunch of science that I don't really understand to essentially pour into recesses of the model in order to shade them specifically in those areas. And they really do the job. It's actually like magic a little bit and it's so fun. All you have to do after you you have lined all your panels is do a little bit of cleaning up, and then your model looks a lot more well-defined. And if you want to pick them up for your...
Can you use erasers for this one too? For cleaning it up? Yeah, suggested to get a dark gray if you don't want it to be too harsh on white plastic. Yeah, I think dark gray is a good choice for white for sure. Yeah, I think black, if you really wanted to stand out, you could go for black, but I think gray looks the most natural. Yeah, panel lining definitely makes a difference. Oh, it's harder to clean compared to the panel line markers. Oh, okay. Also, it might be messy. I don't know if it'll like drip everywhere if I'm not careful. Erasers work. Okay, nice. For the Tamiya accent panel, you can't use erasers. Oh, wait. So are there different like panel liners in the Tamiya brand? I don't know. For Tamiya, you gotta use lighter fluid enamel thinner since it's enamel based. Oh, for the pour type markers, then you can use erasers. Oh, so it depends. Gotcha. I used a Tamiya liner in a few Warhammer minis before. The stuff is stinkier than I thought. Oh, really? It smells? Oh, maybe if you're sensitive to scents, then it's not for you. Oh, as far as I know, the pens that I use don't have a scent. So yeah, you could use Gundam markers. They don't fill up the gaps like that though. You have to like kind of trace them.
And try them out on your own miniatures, and I really recommend that you do. Then I will pop a link in my description box to the two that I used. I think I used like the Gundam pour marker pens and also the Tamiya panel lining kind of like pot. But yeah, I recommend trying them out because it's just so fun and satisfying to watch and do.
Yeah, I kind of want to try now. Even though I've been using the Gundam markers, I kind of want to try this one as well. Just for experience. Yeah, it definitely needs to be in a well-ventilated area for them. Yeah. Reminder not to breathe all those fumes from whatever your tools you're using. Oh. Emuri dayon! Did you know that the clips here are all taken from my streams? So if you like to catch me real time or see everything, be sure to subscribe to my main channel! Please and thank you! Now sit back and enjoy the rest of the video!
So now that I have built two complete Gundam models at two different grades, let's have a little chat about my final thoughts on this brand new hobby. Despite the fact that on paper, Gundam and Warhammer do have a lot of similarities and maybe appear quite similar, I think now that I've experienced both, they do feel like very different hobbies because I think I'm getting a different type of enjoyment out of doing each of them, if that makes sense.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking as well. They offer a different experience, right? Yes, chemical fumes. Chemical fumes, you know, microplastics, my favorite, you know, girl dinner. Oh, enamels through airbrush. Oh, when you're doing weathering? Cool. Useful fact, the brush on the cap of Tamiya jar can slightly extend out when the liquid gets low. Oh, Tamiya accent color can corrode plastic and they have a warning about it on the jar. Gotcha. Oh. Nah, sniff it, you gotta live a little. No, I do not. Kids, do not try this at home, you know? I did not tell you guys to do this. Please do not sue me. Disclaimer, do not sue the Emuri. She did not tell you guys to go do that. If any of you guys become glue sniffers, it's not my fault.
Warhammer to me feels a lot more creative as a hobby because there is a huge range of miniatures to pick from, and that's one thing that Warhammer does have, which I do think puts it leaps and bounds ahead of Gunpla. And that in conjunction with a big focus of the
Wait, this dwarf is so fire. What the heck? Look at how hip he looks. Look at how hip my man looks with the flamingo, the colors.
Hobby being they come in grey plastic because you're supposed to paint them however you like feels quite liberating and like you have a lot of choice and freedom both when selecting a miniature and then putting your own creative spin on the color scheme and how the end result looks. With Gunpla, if you don't like big fighting humanoid robots, then you're gonna probably feel somewhat limited creatively. And like I said before, there are other kits that you can do, like more human kits and sushi, but still robots are probably going to be your bread and butter in this hobby, and if you don't like mechs and mech suits, then you may find yourself getting disinterested in the kits pretty quickly. Of course.
Okay, this is true. It is a lot of mechs. Like, if you don't like mechs, then like, I mean, like there are other kits that are mechs, but right. But I would argue there's plenty of kits to choose from though, and you could get creative with it. Yeah. Yeah, I would definitely like say that there's still a lot of creativity that can be involved. There's a lot of kits to choose from as well. But like if you don't like mechs, yeah. There is girl plot. But what if you don't like girl plot? I don't know. I don't know. Maybe some people don't like anime look. Yeah. Honestly, hearing about those food ones got me low key interested. I kind of want to try the rice and sushi ones. Are you serious? As your first kid, you want to torture yourself? I mean, hey, I would love to hear your experience. You should go for it. HGC, you should go for it. It might. I hope it doesn't make you never want to build something like build a plan ever again. Though I just don't want it to like traumatize you. Yeah. Bandai makes a lot of model kits, not just Gunpla too. Yeah, true. But also like, I like how I repeat my words a lot. I'm like, yeah, true. Sorry, it's just like my vocal tick. But like, I guess there's a lot of kind of anime based kits, but maybe they have. I don't know. I don't know enough about Bandai Plamo to like really speak about this. Like maybe there's like a lot of non-anime stuff too, besides food. I don't know. But I get that not everyone's like into anime and mechs and whatever, stuff like that. But I think for like, people like me that is into that stuff, like Gunpla really appeals, right? Yeah, it's mostly anime related for sure. Yeah. So I feel like if you're not really into anime or you're not into anime at all, then it's way harder to get into. Yeah. Yeah, they're missing out though. If they're not into anime and mechs, they're missing out though. I agree. uh,
When you have finished building your Gundam miniature, there is nothing stopping you from priming it and painting it and putting your own creative spin on it like you would a Warhammer miniature. It just seems like less people are doing that in the Gunpla hobby as they are in the Warhammer hobby. So if fully painting miniatures to completion is your thing, you may find that there's slightly less people to bounce your ideas off in this hobby compared to Warhammer. Additionally, to make a true comparison, it has to be said at this point, and maybe you've been screaming this at your screen the entire time, the Gunpla miniatures are not wargaming miniatures. They are fundamentally different things, and maybe quite fairly, you could say that I may as well be comparing Warhammer Space Marines to Lego minifigures. Like, they're completely different things for different purposes. Warhammer minis are usually designed to be stout and sturdy and to survive impact from things like rogue dice crashing into them or even falling off the side of a tabletop. And I don't think I would feel comfortable with my highly intricate Gundam model that I spent hours assembling being put through the same torture.
I didn't know Warhammer kits were made for rough handling. I didn't know they're like tough like that. Oh, are they heavy? I don't know. They're plastic, right? I don't know. At the same time, I wouldn't want to be crashing dice into them after I spent like, ages building my Warhammer kit. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I wouldn't really risk it either way. Warhammer kits are used to throw at your opponents when you're mad. That's funny. Okay. Gotta get myself some chaos kits so they're spikier. Throw it at my opponent, stabs them. Long ago, they were metal, if I remember correctly. Oh. Me, whose model swords break out for the 10th time this year. No. Yeah, okay. Note to self. Yeah, build chaos and aim for the eyes. Got it. I am learning. Only animals roll their dice on the table itself and not in a box. Yeah, what the heck? Why would you roll them at the kits? The models. I don't know. Man, excited for that. I'm excited for that Gunpla tabletop though next year. I'm glad you guys told me about that, but also maybe I'm not because I'm like anticipating it now and I have to prepare myself mentally for more money that might have to be spent.
least not without a lot of super glue being used in the process of building it. However, with all that being said, let's talk about some of the things that these kits are doing right, which kind of make them dunk on Games Workshop plastic kits a little bit. If we're looking at just the amount of plastic that you get in a box in comparison to the price you pay for a box, and assuming that the plastic and its detailing and manufacturing is at least the same quality as Games Workshop, then these Gundam kits are a real eye-opener for any Warhammer fan. Even looking at the cheaper £16 high-grade kit, the box included 5 full, incredibly detailed sprues and almost 3 additional smaller sprues, and that's not even mentioning the fact that the sprues are coloured and the quality of the plastic and the fineness of the sculpted details is the same, if not better, than Games Workshop plastic.
This is how they get you addicted. They give you as much plastic as possible, so you're like, wow, they're so generous. I'm gonna keep buying plastic from them. This is how the addiction starts.
Equivalently priced miniatures that I found on the Warhammer web store are this Cyberwolf and this kit, which includes 3 little goblins, which I actually like quite a lot, and both of these are actually a little bit cheaper than my Gundam kit. But these are both pretty dated as models, which is fine, and I personally am a woman who loves an old miniature, but I unfortunately don't think I'm in the majority there. And these kits I'm using as a price comparison aren't even plastic kits. In fact, I believe, and I may be wrong, that they're everyone's least favourite Warhammer material, fine cast, which is renowned for not being the best quality. And
finely casted resin, what is that like? Again, I've never worked with like a resin cast kit before. Fine cast is horrendous. Oh boy. These things are the size of your thumbnail. Resin is tough materials. Resin isn't the greatest. Is it like hard to cut or something? Does it break easily? Does it not look good out of the box? Like, I'm wondering what's bad about it. Maybe there's multiple issues, but yeah. Fine cast is resin, but they use pewter molds, so they have a million problems. Oh, true. It is bad for your lungs. Yeah, you don't want to breathe resin. Yeah, I've heard so many like health kind of warnings about working with resin. Yeah, you want to be really careful with working with that. Hard and brittle. Gotcha. And you definitely should not use your god hands on those. Well, if you have the resin ones, maybe. I don't know. I know there's different god hands, but like, yeah. I had some bad experience with resin. Did breathe in a few. No, Trevor. Rip. Well, I hope you learned. You know, gotta be careful. I think I also breathed resin when I was younger, actually. Because I tried to make something with it. And, you know, obviously I was young, so yeah. You know, it's in the past, whatever, if that, you know, did anything to me. But yeah, just like going forward, you gotta be careful. Oh, yummy carcinogens. Yeah, we got resin, we got, you know, chemicals. Oh boy. Plastic, glue, all the good stuff. I do not endorse this, guys. Do not sue me. I didn't tell you to go do this. I didn't. I am merely joking. Okay, disclaimer. I am joking. Disclaimer. Kids don't try this at home. Moody breathing in resin as a child explained so much. What the fuck? What are you trying to say? What? I feel like I'm being insulted right now.
Again, I don't know why, but I feel so guilty saying this and making these comparisons because I love Warhammer so much, but at the same time, I do want to try and be as honest as I can on my channel, and it's really hard to ignore that for £16, I put together something which felt as detailed and as high quality as a Warhammer miniature, but for that size and quality, I feel like if it had the Warhammer logo on the front of the box, I would probably end up paying double or even a lot more for the same miniature. But with all these comparisons out the way, I want to stop battling the two against each other from this point because
I think we can truly make comparisons after that tabletop is out. The gunpla tabletop.
For a start, they are very different hobbies, and more importantly, I know what Warhammer is and what it isn't, and despite that, I still know that I love it very much. I'm just starting to learn what gunpla is, and whilst I've just started to get into it, I think that I do really like it too, and I'm excited to learn more and continue to enjoy this hobby for what it is as well. Which for me, I think is just another way that I can turn off my overworked, anxious brain for just a little bit, and focus on something deeply therapeutic, which also rewards me at the end of my hard work with something that looks and feels phenomenally cool, and that I can be proud of myself for putting together. But I guess all I really wanted to say is that I discovered Gundam and I thought it was really cool, and I think that you should try it out yourself as well, because 2 incredible hobbies is always better than 1. And
I don't know about that for your wallet. I don't know about as someone that has gone into multiple hobbies from a money perspective, I don't know about that one. I'm really glad she liked building the gunpla and stuff. I'm
afraid that is all we have time for today. As usual, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. And thank
good
you
video.
for being rogues. I'll see you
I like
next
her
one.
passion.
Bye. Bye-bye.
She's cute and she's passionate. I love her. Yeah. I think it's funny how she did this casually and then she goes into entering the gunpla contest or whatever, right? Competition, which is like people do custom stuff. So I'm curious to see her go from this casual building stuff to that, right? Which will be another video we can watch in the future. She was cute and passionate, exactly. I'm glad she really liked building. Yeah, I think again, what's nice about gunpla, I think it's like casual and it's really good despite being casual. And if you want to get creative with it, you could obviously do that. Yeah. Yeah, that was a good video. Yeah, it can be as casual or as sweaty as you want it to be. Exactly.